High School, home of the Sequoia Chiefs. One of the great things about this place is when it gets full, it gets really full. We're at COVID capacity crowd tonight, Will. But as we go ahead and jump into the broadcast, let's go ahead and just take a moment and we're going to let everybody take a second. We're going to play the national anthem, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break before we jump into it, and we will be right back after the national anthem. So once again, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the War Lodge at Sequoia High School for tonight's Region 7-6A matchup between the 13-3 Sequoia Chiefs and the visiting 15-3 River Ridge Knights. I'm Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth, as always, is Will Hogendijk. A big one tonight here, Will, as River Ridge and Sequoia playing for that first place spot in Region 7-6A.
Most definitely. This is probably the biggest matchup for both of these teams this season, as the Chiefs have won quite a few in a row, and they haven't lost since December 8th, and that was against River Ridge.
River Ridge, of course, handing Sequoia their last loss, which, like you said, dated all the way back to December 8th. So Sequoia looking to get a little bit of payback here against the Lady Knights. And like you said, Will, back on the 8th, that game ended in a 54-39 loss for the Lady Chiefs. And that's the only road loss that the Chiefs have had this season, was over in Woodstock at River Ridge. So, story of the game, Will, the super sophomores, Ellie Blatchford for the Sequoia Chiefs, and Matea Gale for River Ridge. Who's going to be the bigger
and also locking it down defensively.
Now Gale takes this one, sends it back to the top of the key. Couple of dribbles and driving into the lane. That one laid up off the iron by Conanera. And Sequoia going to come back with the rebound on the second chance. That pass is tipped. Simon going to have to chase that one down, but Gale and Simon in a collision just on the other side of the half-court line, so that one will be Sequoia basketball after the jump ball. So 6:21 left to go in the first period, still tied at 3 apiece. Ball inbounded to Rogers, taking her time. Now she's going to charge into the paint on the left side. Blatchford fires up a three. That one's way too much on it. And we're going to get another jump ball. That one will stay River Ridge ball. So 6:12 left to go, still tied at 3 apiece. Once again, Will, both of these teams looking to claim that top spot in Region 7-6A. Codenary is going to come down the court, passes this one over to the wing on the right side, drives to the lane. Barber doesn't move, block shot there by Tafton Barber. Now trying to go baseline, and that one's going to be poked away by Susanna Rogers as she poked that one away from Chloe Bedora. 5:52 left to go in the first quarter, still 3-3. Inbound pass to Gale. And she's going to drive into the paint and lay that one up, and it's good. And the foul after the fact, so she's got a chance now to complete the three-point play with 5:48 left to go in the first quarter.
Barber being an early defensive force here with a block and a steal already.
So Matea Gale, the sophomore, with a chance to convert on the and one, and she does. So that'll be 6-3 in favor of River Ridge. 5:45 left to go. Here comes Rogers. Davies going to flank her on the right side. Now she goes baseline. Rogers changes directions at the top of the key. Now gives this one to Simon. Simon dribbles through the key just at the bottom of the free throw line. Gives this one over to Blatchford. Blatchford got a defender in her face. She's going to try and drive the lane. It's not there. She's surrounded by defenders, but she's going to get fouled on the shot. So she'll go to the line and shoot two after the layup attempt was no good, but they're going to say somebody got her. 5:26 left to go in the first period. Still 6-3 River Ridge. Blatchford with an opportunity to put two more on the board here for the Lady Chiefs. And she's going to be good on the first one. Callie Gaddis going to go ahead and check in for Taft and Barber for the Chiefs. Reyes squaring up for River Ridge, waiting for the shot to go up. She does, and it boxes out. Doesn't matter because Blatchford sinks that second free throw, so it's 6-5. River Ridge on top of Sequoia with 4 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the opening round of this heavyweight tilt in girls high school basketball. That one poked out of bounds by Sequoia.
And as you mentioned, both of these teams have star sophomores, but they're also going to have to give both of them support if they want to win and really make this a team effort here tonight.
Lady Chiefs trailing by one. Inbound pass now to a three-pointer from the corner. That one goes off the iron and is going to be recovered by Simon. Simon kicks this one over to Rogers, who sends it ahead for Blatchford, who's all by herself. She checks up at the three-point line as her defender finally finds her. Now she's going to drive the lane. Wide open look for Simon from the three-point line. That one got a little bit too much steam on it, and after a little bit of a corralling of the ball, Sequoia comes up with that one, but now River Ridge going to take it off the rebound and push the ball ahead for Chloe Bedora. Bedora has Simon in her face now, and that one going to be poked away, picked up by Davies. Davies has Gale on top of her, and now she sends this one over to Gaddis. Simon going to try again from the side of the three-point. No good on that one. And got a whistle. They're going to say Davies went out of bounds as she slipped with the basketball, so 4:34 left to go in the first quarter. Chiefs still trailing River Ridge by 1 point. You know, Will, Sequoia had started the season 2 for 3, but has really kicked it into second gear here as they've hit the middle of their season and are currently sporting an 11-game win streak.
Most definitely. They've really found their stride here, and they want to continue that. So let's see what River Ridge has to say about that.
Gale sends this one back over to Connenaria, who sends this one down into the corner. And ball inside now. A couple of defenders surrounding number 23. That's Allie Sweet. Corner three-pointer from River Ridge is good. And that one's going to be made by Simone Goins, the junior guard, who puts River Ridge on top of Sequoia 9-5. 4:05 left to go in the opening quarter. Nice pass inside, but it's going to be intercepted, but they're going to say she stepped out of bounds. Nice effort there by Lee Condenaria, but they're going to say she hit the line when she intercepted the pass, so Sequoia going to hold on to this one with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter, still trailing River Ridge 9-5. Checking in for River Ridge is going to be Emily Paulson, sophomore shooting guard. Rogers looking to inbound this one. She finds Blatchford over on the wing. Blatchford looking to drive. Nice turnaround, and she's going to lay that one up, but it rims out, and it'll be River Ridge basketball. 3:50 left to go. Knight still on top of the Chiefs, 9-4. Davies got caught reaching there for a second. Now a long two-pointer fired up and made by River Ridge. Three-point attempt by Gaddis. That one no good. I believe the score was Gale on that one for River Ridge to make it an 11-5 game with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the first. And Gale going to lay that one up and in. Coach Yarbrough wants a travel, but not going to get it. Inside move for Sequoia, as Amy Singh had her pass swatted out of bounds. So Coach Yarbrough wants to go ahead and talk about it. 3:09 left to go in the first quarter. Your score here from the War Lodge, River Ridge on top of the Lady Chiefs, 13-5. Will, Lady Chiefs really struggling to find their rhythm on offense.
Yeah, and you know, Chase, they were really doing a great job on defense early, locking them up and getting rebounds and blocked shots, but they just haven't been able to get the offense started tonight here, and that's one of the reasons why they're behind.
So we'll see after the timeout if Sequoia can come up with an answer for this River Ridge team. I don't necessarily know that it's anything other than those shots aren't falling for the Lady Chiefs at the moment. So 3:09 left to go in the first. Sequoia going to take back over. Ball inbounded all the way to the top for Gaddis. Gaddis leaves that one over for Davies. Davies back by the gray line. Now sends this one over to Rogers. Rogers taking her time, finds Blatchford in the middle, who kicks it back out to Gaddis. Blatchford going to fire up a three, and she sinks that one. So 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to go. Ellie Blatchford sinks a deep three-pointer and makes it 13-8. River Ridge had a nice little scoring run there for a minute as Blatchford finally put a stop to that after she sunk a three-pointer from the far side of the court. River Ridge trying to work in the middle. Now this one going to be poked away by Singh, and down to the floor go two players, but River Ridge going to recover. Pass down to the key. Now taken at the SHS paint by number 20, Emily Paulson, and we've got a kick ball. So it'll stay River Ridge basketball with 2:18 left to go in the first. So we'll get a couple substitutions here. As Rakestraw going to come in for the Lady Chiefs, and Simon checking back in. Layup is no good by River Ridge, and that one's going to go out of bounds. As Cotonaria going to chase that one, unable to corral it. 2:12 left to go in the first quarter. 13-8 River Ridge. Blatchford taking her time, waiting for the chess pieces to set themselves up. Now she kicks this one over to Rakestraw. Rakestraw hands it back to her. Now she leaves this one back for Singh. Long two-pointer for Singh, and she hits that one, 13-10, with 2 minutes left to go in the first. So after a long scoring run for River Ridge, Sequoia trying to get back into this one, Will.
Yeah, and that Sequoia timeout put a break in that River Ridge momentum, and that's just what Sequoia needed to get them back in this.
A minute 40 left to go. Now working the inside, shot from the low key, no good as it goes off the iron, and this one going to be taken, but given up by Rogers as she's trying to find Blatchford. But Blatchford was well covered. Three-pointer now, and that one is good by Gale. So Gale already with 10 points here in the first quarter, as she scored 10 of the 16 River Ridge points already. Sequoia going to have to find an answer for her. Singh tried to drive the paint, not there. Rakestraw fires up a shot, and it teases and goes out, but the offensive rebound is taken by Simon, and she puts that one back to make it 16-12. Final minute of the first quarter. 4-point ball game. Simon all over Gale, Cotonaria at the top of the key. Now down in the low post is Goins. Goins goes baseline, but she sands that one out. And a deep three-pointer for River Ridge goes off the back of the iron. Rebound taken by the Chiefs. 38 seconds left to go in the quarter. 16-12 your score. Singh takes this one at the wing. Step back jumper for three, and Singh knocks that one down. 16-15 here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. 24 seconds left to go. Driving the lane pass out to the long side. Three-pointer no good by Cotonaria. Sequoia with another opportunity. 12 seconds left to go in the quarter. Can Sequoia take a lead? No. Simon turns the ball over. Foot race to the basket between Simon and Gale's going to win that one and lay it up and in. Costly turnover there for the Chiefs. Got to check the clock. 3 seconds left. Long shot by Rogers is going to fall short. So at the end of the first quarter, your score from Sequoia, the River Ridge Knights on top of the Lady Chiefs, 18-15.
A very explosive first quarter there, and the Chiefs did a fantastic job defensively. I know the scoreboard might not show that, but they did do a good job. But something they are going to have to do a little better in the coming quarters is lock up number 11 for River Ridge. He scored 12 of their 18 points, and she's really just been what's keeping the River Ridge in this game so far.
Well, Will, while we've got a little bit of a break, let's go ahead and throw it over to some sponsors, as we're going to go ahead and kick it off with our gold level sponsor, who is Buffalo's, where everyone is family. That's the Buffalo's on Riverstone Parkway. Our black level sponsors are Food Basket Deli, home of the best Phillies in town, Cycle Works Sanitation in Ball Ground, Georgia, Barbie Lackey Financial Group, and Beato's Bar and Grill here in Hickory Flat. Will, one of the things Sequoia going to have to do as well is limit the turnovers. They had an opportunity to go ahead there towards the end of the first quarter, but a costly turnover made it a River Ridge 3-point lead as opposed to a Sequoia 1-point lead.
Yeah, and additionally, they're going to have to start making some more shots fall. They've been getting quite a bit of good looks. They just haven't been able to make every shot fall, but they did do a better job of that near the end of the first quarter.
So we'll throw it back down to the floor as Blatchford gets the inbound pass. She's taking her time over the Chiefs logo. That pass is almost intercepted, and Barber going to take it at the top of the free throw line as Blatchford's three is no good. Simon comes in and gets the rebound, though, for the Chiefs. Rogers going to drive to the basket. She's going to have to kick that one back out to Simon. Simon head fakes. Simon going to turn around in the key, gives it to Blatchford. Blatchford taking her time, getting worked on by Bedura. Barber sets the pick, but the defense falls down on Blatchford. They've got her dialed in. Davies fires a long three, and she knocks that one down. And that's a tie ball game, 7:20 left to go in the first half. So ball at the top of the key. That one almost tipped away by Blatchford. Hunter picks up her dribble and going to need some help. She fires that one up as it's taken by Bedora on the long pass. Goins has it on the baseline now, and she's going to get fouled by one of the Lady Chiefs with 6:56 left to go. And that's the first one for Susanna Rogers. So tie ball game, 6:56 left to go in the first half. Inbound pass, and Barber goes down to the floor and gets the jump ball for the Lady Chiefs. Possession arrow still in favor of River Ridge, so they'll maintain possession of the ball as Gale going to go ahead and check back in after she got a short break. As Allie Sweet going to go ahead and come out of the game for River Ridge. Inbound pass on an area. She sends this one over to the corner for Bedora. Bedora jump shot no good. It looks like it got blocked. Davies picks up the rebound for the Chiefs. Finds Rogers. Rogers moves this one over to Simon. Simon takes a long look at a two. No good, but she gets her own rebound. Dribbles into the paint. Takes it now back out beyond the three-point line. Over to Rogers. Rogers tries to dribble in. It's not there. Davies almost gets tangled up with Goins. Rogers slowing it down. 6:26 left to go. Still tie game, 18-18. Rogers kicks it over to Barber. Simon head fakes the three, goes baseline. Now back to Barber. Barber lays that one up, no good, but she's fighting for her own rebound, and River Ridge going to come out of the scrum with the basketball. Gale's got it. She drives the lane. And a travel on Gale. Wasn't sure if they were going to get the call on that one, if they were going to say that was a foul.
And that was a great job of the Lady Chiefs to bottleneck Gale right there, and fortunately they were able to draw a foul.
So 6:10 left to go in the half. Still a tie ball game here in this battle for first place at the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. Blatchford taking her time at the top of the three-point line. Drives in, the defense collapses down on her. Barber's got a lane, and she's going to go up and get fouled on her way to the basket. So Taft and Barber with a chance to give Sequoia their first lead of the game, Will.
Yeah, and that's a lead that they're desperately going to need, as River Ridge has shown that they can pile on the points quickly, so Sequoia wants to build as big of a lead as they can.
Barber to the line. She fires that one in, and it's good. And Sequoia has their first lead of the night, 19-18, with 5:56 left to go in the half. Second one is up, goes off the back of the iron. So 1 of 2 for Taft and Barber, and that one going to be poked out of bounds by Susanna Rogers. So 5:53 left to go. Cottonaria going to carry this ball up the court. As she gets the handoff from Gale. Gale's going to get it back from Bedora. Three-pointer for Gale, and that one is good from beyond the arc. And just like that, River Ridge has a 2-point lead with 5.5 minutes left to go in the half. 15 of their 21 points, Will, Gale has.
That's crazy, but that's also exactly what we were expecting tonight, is Gale to carry this River Ridge team.
Davies for 3, and that one goes off the side of the rim. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be River Ridge basketball. Checking in now for River Ridge, going to be number 24, Caroline Cavallaro, senior guard. Bedora Bedora gets the basketball, gives that one off to Goins, and it's going to go out of bounds. 2 Chiefs standing, 3 Chiefs at the check-in table. Looks like we're going to get Demaro and Singh were 2 of them, and Gaddis was the 3rd. So 5 minutes left to go in the half. River Ridge 21, Sequoia 19. Crossover, now Goins gets it, she gives it over to Gale. Way long pass over to the other side. Driving baseline now is Connenaria, and they're gonna call a block on Amy Singh as Connenaria was trying to drive to the basket. They're gonna say Singh didn't give her enough room, so that'll be Singh's first of the night with 4:47 left to go. 21-19, still your score. Pass out beyond the arc, and this one flipped over to Connenaria, who fires a 3-pointer, but that one goes over the basket and will go out of bounds. Sequoia basketball. So this one will come in from the side. Blatchford sends it into Rogers. Rogers going to let the offense get set up now. She sees what she likes, cuts in, it's not there. Sends this one back out for Gaddis. Gaddis drives in, and she's going to lay that one up off the board and in, and we're back to a tie game with 4:26 left to go, 21-21. Connenaria taking her time. Now Gale has it at the wing. Looking inside, it's not there. They're going to send it back around to the other side of the court. Now back to the top for Bedora, who hands that one off to Gale. Gale got Rogers in her face. Sends that one over to Goins. Now at the top of the key for Bedora. And Goins going to take a 3-pointer. That one a little long, but it gets a friendly bounce. And that'll give River Ridge a 3-point lead. Score currently 24-21 with 3:50 left to go in the half. Pick unsuccessful for the Chiefs. Now this one all the way over to Rogers. Tries to find Gaddis in the paint, who throws that one up, no good. And Singh going for the rebound. She'll pick up the offensive rebound for the Lady Chiefs. Now back over to Rogers, who's got a good look at a 3-pointer. That one no good and boxed out. And let's see what the call is here. And it's going to be Chiefs basketball. So Blatchford going to throw this one in. Chiefs trailing 24-21 with 3:22 left until the break. Inbound pass to Rogers. Rogers looks inside to Singh. Singh getting worked on in the key. She's got to put the shot up. She does. Rebound taken, looks by Rakestraw. And that one's going to be bumped away from her. As Bedora gets this one over to Connenaria, who sends this one down to Goins. Goins at the corner. Now cross-court pass. Given for a 3-point shot. That one no good. Rogers going to take the rebound. So 2:55 left to go in the first half. Long 3-pointer, and that one almost went in. It teased a little bit and comes back out. As Rakestraw tried to shoot that one from downtown. Gale going to drive the lane now. Has to pass that one off to Connenaria. Correction to Goins. Gale going to fire up a long 2. That one goes off the front of the iron. Put back attempt. No good, and the rebound going to be taken once again by River Ridge as nobody can come up with it, and Connenaria going to put it in on the 3rd attempt. So 26-21, River Ridge starting to walk this lead out with 2:20 left to go in the first half.
And Sequoia is still doing a good job of showing that they can stay with this River Ridge team, as they haven't been able to, River Ridge hasn't been able to pull ahead by too much.
And that one laid up and in by Sequoia makes it 26-23. I believe that was Rogers on the layup. So 2:07 left to go. Sequoia trailing by 3. Blatchford able to poke that one away, and the trap is on. And they're going to call over and back on River Ridge. So 1:59 left to go. A big defensive play there by Ellie Blatchford.
Most definitely a great defensive effort, putting pressure on Gale.
Rogers inbounds this one to Blatchford. Blatchford taking her time. Now over to Rogers down in the near corner. Rogers one-on-one with Gale. Nice cut back there. Gives it to Blatchford, who's got a good look at a 3-pointer, and that one goes way over the rim, and it's going to be poked out by Amy Singh. So still a 3-point lead for River Ridge with 1:39 left to go. Sequoia not going to press the issue. They're going to let River Ridge go ahead and take this one in. Cotton area sends this one over. Inside pass is no good, and that'll be Sequoia basketball. As Emily Paulson's pass doesn't find its mark, so under 90 seconds left to go in the half. 26-23. River Ridge on top of Sequoia. Blatchford over to Rogers. Singh at the top of the key. Singh puts it down and dribbles a couple times. Now she gives this one back to Rogers. Rakestraw's got this one at the top. She's going to drive in the lane, jump, and that one maybe got a piece of that one was River Ridge, and Blatchford going to pick up a foul as she got a little bit too handsy with one of the River Ridge players. So 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go. River Ridge going to inbound this one. Gale getting a little bit more help from her supporting cast. Now only has 15 of the 26 total points for the team. Under a minute to go. On an area, one-on-one with Blatchford. Now pass back over to Gale. She's going to drive the lane and kick this one back down into the corner. Nice move there to get inside, but she's got to kick it back out. Driving in and laid up and in and good. So 28-23 with 35 seconds left to go. Didn't catch the number on the scorer for River Ridge. But Sequoia down 5 in the final moments of the first half. 25 seconds left to go. Rakestraw's got this one, gives it back to Rogers, and Rogers is going to make a nice move to the basket, but can't lay it up and in. And we're going to get a call as Sequoia going to go back to the free throw line. So Gale going to pick up her first foul of the evening. So with 17.7 seconds left to go, Sequoia can cut this lead down to 3. As Gaddis's first shot, toilet bowls out. Last time these two teams met, it ended in a 54-39 win for River Ridge as the second one for Gaddis goes in. So 28-24, 15 seconds left. Here comes River Ridge with a chance to get the last shot off. They're going to take their time. Connery's got it at the top of the key, looks inside, tries to lay that one up and in, and gets the call as she goes to the basket, so she'll shoot 2. So I guess they're deciding if this is a shooting foul or a floor foul, but looks like they're going to go ahead and let Connery shoot 2. Allie Sweet coming to the check-in table for River Ridge, and DeMauro coming along with Blatchford for the Chiefs as the first one finds the bottom of the bucket and is good from 15 feet away for Connery. And the second free throw is up and good. So back out to a 6-point lead with 7 seconds left to go. Blatchford going to have to streak up the court. Finds Rogers, 3 seconds left. Rogers fires up a three-pointer and almost banks that one in. But that'll do it from the first half here at the War Lodge between Sequoia and River Ridge. Your score at the end of the first half, River Ridge 30, Sequoia 24.
Chase, Chiefs were able to do a much better job of staying with the River Ridge Knights today.
They did a good job. A couple of turnovers cost them big, but for the most part, the Chiefs are still very much in this game. Gale for River Ridge has half the team's offensive output, but it seems like as Sequoia clamped down on her, her teammates were able to find the way to get to the basket.
Yeah, they were able to do a much better job of locking down Gale defensively in the second half as they held her to no points, I believe, in the second quarter.
So with 9:45 until we come back to the second half from the War Lodge here at Sequoia High School, I'm Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Will Hogendijk. We'll be right back after a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, to the War Lodge here at Sequoia High School at the end of the first half between the River Ridge and Sequoia Chiefs varsity girls team. River Ridge on top of Sequoia 30-24. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. I'm Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Will Hogendijk. Will, one of the things I wanted to open this segment with was a noticeable player not here for Sequoia, and that's number 13, Aaron Jackson. Not going to speculate why, but definitely missing that offensive output from Aaron here in the first half of the game.
Yeah, and also the leadership qualities she brings on the court. She's one of the players that gets most of the playing time, but so far the Chiefs have shown that they can hold their own without her, only behind by 6.
Yeah, if we look over at the stat board, Gale for River Ridge has half of the team's offensive output, and we led with this to start the game, that it was going to be down to these super sophomores, as Gale living up to that 19.2 points per game so far, and Ellie Blatchford still struggling to get hot for the Sequoia Chiefs, only showing 5 points so far. That defense has really seemed to clamp down on her.
Yeah, the Chiefs' points have been much more spread across the board. As you can see with the starting 5, there's only the highest point total is 5, and as we have mentioned before, the River Ridge, Gale has 15. So the second half will be a story of who can win, the team effort or a player carrying them on their back.
Absolutely will. So as we go to get ready into the second half, Sequoia going to get the basketball. Blatchford going to inbound this one. Rogers makes a break for it back across the other side of half court. She'll pick it up and carry it over the logo. Picked by Barber, ineffective. Now nice backdoor screen by Simon, who kicks it over to Blatchford in the other corner. Davies has a person in her face. Now she's going to have to kick it back out to the top of the key for Rogers, who spins around and sends this one over to Simon at the wing. And Davies drives into the lane, but that one going to be poked away by River Ridge. It'll stay Chiefs ball. But with 7:38 left to go, Will, this is a critical game for region play. Both of these teams 1 and 2 in Region 7 6A.
Yeah, whoever wins this will move into that first place spot, and that's a spot you always want to have.
And a nice long two-pointer, no good though, as Barber puts in work in the paint. She's got to get this one out, and she gets it to Simon at the top of the key. Simon one-on-one with the Gale, gives it to Blatchford. Gale going to switch, but she gets screened by Barber. Blatchford no good on the layup attempt. River Ridge going to take over after a 45-second possession by the Chiefs. Nice block there by Rakestraw, but she has that one stolen away from her. And they're going to say that one went off Sequoia. I'm not sure how. But River Ridge basketball, as they're going to say Gale didn't just poke that away. Inside pass taken by Blatchford, and she gets a hand on that one, and now it's going to be Sequoia basketball. As this Sequoia crowd starting to get a little testy. Rogers at the top of the key, screened by Rakestraw, ineffective. Driving into the lane is Rogers. Gives it to Rakestraw, who shoots a 2. That one teases and goes out, and that one going to be sent out of bounds after Blatchford's shot was blocked. So 6:38 left to go in the third, and it's 30-24. River Ridge still leading Sequoia. Blatchford going to inbound this one, and she has to send this one all the way back to Rogers at the gray line over by the logo. 6:35 left to go in the third. Rakestraw ends up with this one, and she's going to dribble that one off of her foot, and it'll be Sequoia basketball, or I'm sorry, River Ridge basketball with 6:26 left to go. Nobody scored here in the first minute and a half of the second half of play. Still right where we left off at halftime with 30-24. And wide open look for 3, and cutting baseline is going to be one of the River Ridge players, and now down to the ground they go. And a very aggressive attempt at the ball by number 24, picks up Caroline Cavallaro, a foul, and it'll be Sequoia basketball. So 6 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter. Still 30-24 River Ridge. Rogers letting the troops get set up. She gives this one over to Simon. Backdoor screen. Blatchford, the pass wasn't there. Singh sends this one over to Rogers. Now inside for Gaddis. Correction tomorrow. Simon tries to drive the lane. She lays that one up. No good. And the pass finds its way over to Bedora, and Sequoia just can't get a good look at the basket, Will.
Yeah, but neither can River Ridge. As you said, it's still scoreless. It's been a back and forth quarter.
And that's going to break that scoreless streak as Caroline Cavallaro going to lay one in for River Ridge. And River Ridge starting to step this one out with an 8-point lead, 32-24 with 5 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Blatchford going to drive the lane, and she comes all the way out, gives Susanna Rogers a good look, but it's going to be to the left and long. And that'll be River Ridge basketball as Rogers pulls the trigger and not even close on the three-point attempt. So Davies going to check back in for Sequoia. So Cotton Area going to take this one slowly up the court for River Ridge. So after 3 minutes of play in the third quarter, only 2 points have been scored. As that shot is no good on the three-point attempt. River Ridge going to try and trap. Sequoia breaks it before it really gets started. Blatchford going to go to her left. Now drives the lane, sends this one back out to Rogers. Going to try a three-pointer again. And that one finds the bottom of the net. And with 4:48 left to go in the third, Sequoia puts its first points on the board and makes it 32-27. Cotton Area sends this one over to Gale. Gale finds a player in the corner all by herself. I believe that's Bedora. Now back over to Cotton Area for three. That one goes off the front of the iron, taken by Rogers. Rogers over to Davies, who's got a good look at a three. She head fakes and drives baseline. Now sends this one long, two-pointer, and it makes an unfriendly roll. As Davies going to say, they're going to say Davies touched that one last. River Ridge basketball with 4:17 left to go in the third quarter.
An uneventful quarter so far when you compare it to the others, but both teams still giving all they got.
Defensive struggle here in the third quarter, 4:08 left to go in the third. That corner has been open for River Ridge, and a short two-pointer bounces off the back of the iron, and that one's going to be laid up and in by number 23, Allie Sweet. Rogers carries this one up the court. Blatchford with a look at a corner three, no good as she just chucks that one up. Sequoia looks like they're out of their element offensively here, Will.
Yeah, and I think the person who looks most out of their element is Blatchford. She just has not been able to get it started yet tonight.
And another inside basket for Sweet. And Coach Yarborough wants a timeout. So with 3:26 left to go in the third quarter, your score, River Ridge 36, Sequoia 27. Will, Sequoia's offensive woes continue as it looks like they're just starting to throw up some desperation threes and not taking their time and getting good looks at the basket.
Most definitely, and River Ridge really has been able to find the loopholes in the Chiefs' defense as they've been able to get down low twice, and as you said, they've had that open corner open a lot here so far in this third quarter.
So the offensive production actually not coming from Gale. The rest of this River Ridge team has really started to open it up on the Sequoia Lady Chiefs as their offense looks to be stagnating. Susanna Rogers, the leading scorer for Sequoia right now with 8 points. But still plenty of time to get back into this one, only trailing by 9. As we're going to go ahead and come out of the timeout, we'll go ahead and give the sponsors a quick read.
So at our black level sponsor, we have Beato's Bar and Grill of Hickory Flat, as well as the Barbie Lackey Financial Group, Cycle Work Sanitation of Ball Ground, Georgia, and Food Basket Deli, home of the best Phillies in town.
So 3:26 left to go in the third. Blatchford going to inbound this one to Rogers. Now Blatchford has it, shoots a corner three. That one teases and no good again as Blatchford still struggling to find her range from beyond the arc. Contenary going to drive that one. Correction, that was Gale. Gale now dishes this one down into the paint. And that one going to be poked away, but can Sequoia keep it in bounds? No, and they turn the ball over. Now at the top is Contenary, who drives the paint, lays that one up. and it swirls in for a basket. And now Sequoia down double digits, 38-27. River Ridge with an 11-point lead with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left to go in the fourth. And an ugly pass finds its way to River Ridge as they tried to catch Davies going baseline, couldn't do it. And River Ridge with an opportunity here to really open this one up.
Yeah, and all three of their last baskets have come in the same exact spot, so Sequoia really needs to see that earlier.
Look down in the corner. Now over for Gale at the top of the key, who dishes this one down to Sweet. Sweet over to Condanaria, who's going to drive the lane, lays that one up and in off the back of the glass. And River Ridge starting to pour it on here in the third quarter. Sequoia's only scored 3 points this half, as River Ridge has outscored Sequoia 10-3 this quarter. Rogers, now they're trying the backdoor screen. That one goes up and doesn't find the bottom of the net, as DeMauro tried to lay that one in. And Sequoia just cannot buy a basket right now. Gale at the top sends this one over to Condanaria. She's currently the second leading scorer on the River Ridge team with 8 points. And she'll get the ball back at the wing. Davies in her face. Now down to the corner. Condanaria gets it back. Rogers and Davies clamping down, but now dished inside to Sweet. And Sweet lays that one up and in. When it rains, it pours, and River Ridge is pouring it on with 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Your score, 42-27, as the Chiefs look completely psyched out on offense. And that one doesn't fall either. DeMauro dishes this one over to Blatchford. Blatchford now sends this one over to Rogers. Rogers going to have it back to Blatchford, who's going to have to fire a corner three, and that one is short. And still no offensive rebound for Sequoia. 40 seconds left to go in the third. And a long three-pointer fired by Gale, no good. Goins has it now, gives it back over to Condanaria. And Gale jumps up and doesn't get a travel call. So they'll hold on to the basketball. Condanaria going to drive the lane again, no good on the free throw. Sweet's got, or on the layup, Sweet's got it all by herself as Gale from beyond the arc, and she sinks that one. And Sequoia unable to get a shot off before the end of the quarter. So at the end of three, Sequoia in big trouble here, trailing River Ridge 45-27. Will, that one got out of hand fast for the Lady Chiefs.
Yeah, it did. That was not pretty for the Chiefs on either side of the court. They only had 3 points scored, and wow, they gave up 15 points, and 5 of those shots were all from the same exact position in a row, and then Gale capped it off at the end there with a three-pointer.
And she was left wide open too, so a 15-3 quarter for the Lady Chiefs. That one's going to be a tough one to bounce back from, trailing by 18 with 1 quarter of play left to go. Sequoia really going to have to dig deep to make a game out of this one.
Yeah, most definitely, especially considering all that momentum that River Ridge is going to come into the fourth quarter with. As you saw when the buzzer went, they were quite excited, and they are going to definitely be bringing that into the fourth quarter and finish it off strong.
River Ridge carrying a lot of momentum into the fourth quarter, up 45-27. With a win here tonight, River Ridge can be in the driver's seat for Region 7 6A and hold that #1 seed going into the postseason, barring any hiccups down the stretch. So here we go, final quarter of play as we get ready to get underway for the last round of this tilt here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. Condanaria going to take the basketball off the inbound. 7:53 left to go. 45-27 your score. Nice pass inside to Gale, but Gale can't corral that one. And they're going to say that Rogers stepped out of bounds on the save attempt. Chiefs going to have to really dig deep here if they're going to have a chance to get back into this one. Sweet from inside, and she lays that one up and in. 20-point lead now for River Ridge. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Rogers now to Barber, and Barber gets this one out to Rogers. Rakestraw gonna have to drive, and she goes baseline, and a block, but a foul. So Rakestraw gonna go to the line. And Will, that might be what Sequoia has to do, is start pounding the ball in the paint and trying to get some free throws.
If it gets them points, and honestly, that's what they need to do. They need to get as many points as they can right now. Down by 20 is not a good place to be in.
So Rakestraw with her first basket of the night makes it 47-28. And the second one goes off the back of the rim. Rebound taken by Reyes, who pushes the ball ahead for Goins. And that one almost picked off by Rogers, but Connenaria going to recover now out to Gale. Gale going to drive the lane. And they're going to get one of the Chiefs on a foul. That's Juliana Simon, who picks up her second of the evening. 47-28, River Ridge with a big lead on the Chiefs. 7:08 left to go. That one goes up and off the backboards. And on the second chance, Sophia Reyes, the junior center, lays that one up and in. And it's a 21-point lead now for River Ridge, as Rakestraw unable to hit the layup. And a double dribble there by Condenaria. So 6:50 left to go. River Ridge on top by 21 points, Will, 49-28. And Sequoia, even when they drive the lane for a layup, just cannot seem to put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, and Gale's only scored 3 points in this second half so far, so the rest of that River Ridge team really doing a heck of an effort.
Blatchford going to drive the lane. No call on that one as she has that ball tipped. And it's a foot race back to the basket. Gale is going to kick that one out of bounds, and it's going to be Sequoia basketball. So basketball fans, don't go anywhere after this game. We'll be bringing you the boys varsity matchup. And they're going to get Davies on an illegal screen. And that'll turn the ball back over to River Ridge with 6:25 left to go. And checking back in for River Ridge is Cavallaro. Will, a heck of a job here tonight by River Ridge to just take Sequoia completely out of their element offensively. Layup no good. Second chance is put up and in by number 24, Caroline Cavallaro, the senior guard. And that makes it 51-28, and it is getting further and further away from this Sequoia Chiefs team. Davies going to launch a three-pointer, and that one splashes and is good. And it brings it back to 20 with 5:57 left to go in the contest. 51-31 the score. And checking into the game, first for River Ridge, number 25, Chloe Bedora. And for Sequoia, number 2, Sophia DeMaro. An all-around good team effort here tonight by River Ridge, as Gale going to lay that one up and in, and she hits her season average as that's her 20th point on the night. But Will, like you said earlier, she was the show in the first half as Davies flashes inside, and that one's going to be laid up and in to bring it back to a 53-33 game. Like we said earlier, this River Ridge team has really come alive in the second half, particularly in that third quarter when everybody was getting a piece of the action offensively.
Yeah, they were able to just get layup after layup to fall for them, and that's what propelled them into the lead.
And nice step-back jumper if it goes in. Oh, that would have been a beautiful shot had it fallen. Sequoia with the rebound. As Gale had a pretty step-back three-point jumper all alone in the corner, now driving back into the basket, gives it back out to Rogers, was DeMaro. Rogers tries to drive the lane. Juliana Simon going to try and lay that one up and in, no good. And Simon gets her own rebound. And she'll take it back to the top of the key, going to try and drive the lane again. And she picks up a foul on her way into the basket. So 4:29 left to go. Sequoia trailing 53-33.
Yeah, and they're going to have to put up a fantastic effort here to try and get back in it. They're down by 20 with only 4 minutes and 29 seconds to go. They're really going to have to put something special here.
Simon at the nail to shoot 2. And that one goes in. So good from 15 feet straight away. Singh going to check in for the Chiefs, and Sweet going to check in for the Knights. I want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight on ChiefsTV.org. Whether you're So 4:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. That one fired up by Gale. No good as it goes off the rim. Rogers takes this one over the logo. And Davies lays that one up and in, so 53-37. Will, we're getting close to the last time these two met when it was 54-39. And a shot by Sweet. Teases and goes out, and that one rolls off the side of the iron. Now a shot for Gale from beyond the arc, and that one teases as well. Close but no cigar on 3 straight shots for the River Ridge Knights. And a push there by number 25, Chloe Bedora. So 3:28 left to go in the contest. And Davies with a long 3. That one no good as it goes off the back of the rim. And a nice layup by River Ridge again. Makes it 55-37 with 3:03 left to go in the fourth quarter. So Will, this one's been all River Ridge, especially in the second half.
Yeah, they've really been able to turn it up here in the second half, and Sequoia slowly falling out of it. They're not out of it yet, but they're going to have to put up quite the effort here if they want to even get within striking distance.
So 3 minutes left to go in this one. River Ridge on top by 18. As they look to close out the Chiefs here in a big region matchup. With the win here tonight, River Ridge gonna go to 16-3 on the season and 8-1 in the region. Sequoia will fall to 13-3 and 6-2 in the region. And barring any hiccups by River Ridge, should solidify their spot at the top of 7-6A as that one goes off Blatchford and goes out of bounds. And it will also break Sequoia's 11-game win streak, Will. An impressive streak for the Lady Chiefs. That'll be broken here by the Knights. Candelario with the ball as Blatchford tries to get in and get it from her. Singh goes to the ground, and she's going to pick the ball up. And we're going to get a timeout by Sequoia with 2:29 left to go in the fourth. Your score here from the War Lodge, 55-37. River Ridge on top of Sequoia. Will looking over at the board again. Up to 22 points on the evening is Matea Gale, but not to be overshadowed is the contribution from the rest of that team, as they were able to put together a third quarter that basically broke the back of the Chiefs.
Yeah, they were able to just pile on points and lock it down defensively, but not all of the Chiefs helped them out a little bit. They just couldn't get anything to fall either.
So back down to the court for the Chiefs as Susanna Rogers looks to send this one in to Blatchford. Nice transition there to break the press. And Sequoia gets to the basket but can't get a shot off as they can't corral the pass. Singh fires a long three, but that one goes over the rim and out of bounds. And it'll stay Sequoia basketball with 2:15 left to go in the fourth. And the inbound pass is going to be knocked out of bounds as well. It'll stay Sequoia basketball. 2:14 left to go in the fourth. Inbound pass to Blatchford, still 55-37, River Ridge on top of Sequoia. And Blatchford drives to the basket, and that one's going to go off of her and head the other direction. So Simon going to check in for Singh. And pass over to Gale. Gale, nice spin around, puts the basketball down and dribbles it now, gives it over to Candelaria. Gale now sends that one back to Sweet, who gets fouled by Rakestraw. And with a minute 57 left to go, your score is still 55-37, River Ridge. Inbound pass, and Gale's going to be mugged by the Chiefs. And let's see who they get. They're going to get Blatchford on the foul, and that's her second of the night. Will, a pretty clean game from a foul standpoint, as with a minute 50 left. Nobody really has more than 2 fouls.
Yeah, and that's good to hear. Nobody in foul trouble, as you said, and I was able to make the teams play a lot.
Stay tuned for the varsity game after the finish of the girls' game here at the War Lodge as the ball goes flying around, picked up by Simon. Simon tries to drive to the basket and takes a hard foul under the rim. So with 92 seconds left to go in the game, Simon gonna get to the stripe and see if she can dig into this lead a little bit, but at the end of the day, not gonna make much of a difference here from the War Lodge. And the first one is good, so 55-38 with a minute 32 left to go. Rogers the only Chief in double digits tonight, and that one rims out on the second attempt. Sequoia with the press as Goins gets this one away to Connenaria, and Gale all by herself going to lay this one up and in. And that makes it 57-38, a minute 15 left to go. And Rakestraw fouled on her way to the basket. Boys varsity game starting at 7:30 following the conclusion of the girls game, as it looks like River Ridge going to go ahead and take a pretty solid lead on that first spot in Region 7-6A girls basketball, Will.
Yeah, unfortunately it just didn't work out for the Chiefs tonight. They kind of collapsed here in the second half, and River Ridge was just able to really pull away.
Inbound pass under the basket for Davies, and she lays that one up and in, and Coach Yarborough wants to take a full timeout. So with 57 seconds left, I'm sorry, with a minute and 11 seconds left to go, the score is 57-40 here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. So, Will, from what I understand, the boys playing with a little bit of a thinner crew here tonight, as they've got some guys who are currently in quarantine. I want to go ahead and get some thank yous out of the way. Thank you for everybody for joining us here on ChiefsTV.org. Whether you're joining us as a River Ridge fan or a Sequoia fan, it really doesn't matter. Your viewership really helps support this endeavor here. We want to thank the AV Club, all those kids, Will, you, and both of our cameramen and Ian. We really want to thank you guys. You do a fantastic job here with the production quality. Thank you for all of you who support Cherokee County High School sports. And we're going to close this one out with a minute and 11 seconds left to go in the ball game. Candelaria sends this one down for Goins. Goins has it, sends it back to the top. Now she gets it back in the corner. Under a minute to go in the game now, 57-40 for the River Ridge Knights. That one poked away and taken by the Chiefs. Simon gets tied up with Bedora, but comes away with the basketball. Collision there in front of her. She's able to get this one down to Rogers. Rogers bounce pass to Davies is going to go out of bounds. So 39.5 seconds left to go. And pass down to Gale, who goes baseline, who gets tied up with Simon. Now she's got two players on her, and Davies forces the jump ball. So 25 seconds left until completion here, as it has been all River Ridge. And a tremendous second half by the Lady Knights. 25 seconds left to go, 57-40. Blatchford gonna drive inside, passes this one down. That one laid up and in by Singh. Correction, that's Callie Gaddis, number 5. And this one pushed ahead for Gale, who's all by herself. It's a track meet down to the end. No good on the layup. 5 seconds left, and that'll do it here from Sequoia High School as Blatchford hits a three-pointer at the buzzer, but it's a moot point as Sequoia falls to River Ridge 57-45. So fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back at the conclusion of this game. And we'll be bringing you the boys varsity game here at 7:30. I'm Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Will Hogendijk, and we will be right back in a few minutes. with the gold trim, and Sequoia going to be wearing their traditional whites as we get ready to get underway. This one going to be inbounded to Carson Latham. Carson Latham, also a basketball player for River Ridge. He sends that one down to Braden Pierce. Latham gets it back now into the corner for Patel. Latham's pass is going to be poked by Parker, and it'll end up being Sequoia basketball after Hansrage is unable to hold on to that one. Trainer going to have this one at the top. Now gives it to Fisher Mitchell. Mitchell fires this one over to Keener. Keener's got it at the wing. Keener looks inside, not there. Parker's got it and sends it back to Keener. Wally flashes at the top, and Latham playing him pretty tight as Wally going to get fouled on his way to the basket. So 7:26 left to go in the first quarter. Nobody scored yet, but Dylan Wally, the Sequoia sharpshooter, goes to the line for the first time as he was fouled by number 11, Jake Ruth. And Wally sinks his first one, so Sequoia going to start the scoring here. Wally's second one splashes as well, so a 2-0 lead for the Chiefs. In the early portion of this game, pass all the way down to the wing, fires a three-pointer. That one rims out as it was fired by Patel. No good. Trainer going to pick this one up. And dishes it over to Keener. Keener one-on-one with Hansraj. Wally going to drive the lane, now kicks this one out to Trainer, who goes the other direction, is now going to drive in the paint, makes a nice move, and they're going to say he traveled going to the basket, so a turnover with 6:47 left to go in the first. Ruth going to inbound this one for the Knights. And the big center, Braden Pierce, takes this one now. Hansraj going to fire a three-pointer. That one no good. And Trainer to the basket, checks up at the SHS paint, gives it to Mitchell. Keener looking to get inside. It's not there. Shifts it back out to Mitchell, who finds Wally, puts a pick on Latham, and now a backdoor screen. Mitchell tries to lay that one up and in. No good as Pierce uses that 6'11 frame to come down with the rebound, Will.
Yeah, and that's something that he's going to use all night long. He's standing head and shoulders above the rest, so he's going to be getting a lot of those rebounds for River Ridge.
And that one almost goes over and back, driving into the lane. Now pass over to Pierce, who drives in and lays that one up and in. No good. Wally comes down with the rebound for Sequoia. Kicks it ahead to Keener. Keener now gives it back to him. One-on-one with Latham. Wally shakes Latham out of his shoes and hits a nice long-range two-pointer to make it a 4-0 game with 5:35 left to go in the first quarter. Nice move there by Wally, Will.
Yeah, to shake the defender off of him and get a nice 2 points.
And a floor foul on Sequoia as Mahir Patel was headed to the basket. So a nice crossover dribble leads to 2 points for Dylan Wally, who's got the only points in the game so far, as it's 4-0 with 5.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Patel gets this one at the top of the key. Now he sends it back over to Latham, who gives it right back to him. Airmails this one to Pierce. Pierce sends this one over to Ruth. Ruth looks baseline. It's not there. Sends it back to the top for Patel. Patel between the legs dribble. And a three-pointer from the corner, no good, as Latham pulled the trigger on it, but it wasn't there. Wally takes this one up the court, sends it over to Keener. Keener now down in the corner for Trainer. Trainer inside move. Nice reverse layup attempt, but it's no good as it plunks off the iron. So still 4-0. A baseball score here from the Warlodge at Sequoia High School with 4:50 left to go. Long three-pointer. No, they're going to call it a 2. They're going to say he was on the line, but Mahir Patel breaks it open for River Ridge. So Will, slow and steady here in the first quarter of the contest tonight.
Yeah, not too much action so far.
As Wally's shot goes off the side of the rim. Hansraj drives in, and they're going to call a block. on Dylan Wally, who will pick up his first foul of the evening. Is it a floor foul or was it a shooting foul? And it looks like it's going to be a shooting foul as David Hansraj is at the free throw line, the sophomore guard. Now they're going to shake it up a little bit. They're going to say that one happened on the floor. So Hansraj is going to go and inbound this one. A little bit of a delay as River Ridge gets the right personnel in. Coming into the game is Jackson Head. Another name you might remember from football season. Inbound pass to the top for Ruth. Ruth sends this one over to Head, who gives it right back to Ruth. Now over to Head. And Ruth fires a shot from the top of the key. No good, and a nice block by Mitchell. And that one's going to go off Preston Parker as Jackson Head threw that one and hit him in the hands. So River Ridge going to retain possession with 4:09 left to go in the first quarter. Still 4-2 Sequoia, inbound to Pierce. And all by himself is Patel. He's got all kinds of time, and he sinks the three-pointer. And River Ridge with their first lead of the afternoon, or the evening, and that draws the negative attention of Coach Carden, who wants a 30-second timeout. So, Will, we're 4 minutes into the first quarter, and it's only 5-4.
Yeah, and all those points coming from only two people. Not much sharing of the points so far, but still early, and so there's still a lot left of game to play.
So, 1 point lead for River Ridge with 4:02 left to go in the first, as Wally has scored all 4 points for Sequoia, and Mahir Patel has scored all 5 points for River Ridge. So both teams taking their time getting set up, feeling each other out. As Nick Lee going to go ahead and inbound this one. Wally's got it at the wing, gives it to Fisher Mitchell. And Keener going to fire that one up, and no good. Close miss on the three-point attempt. Jackson Head has this one beyond the arc, sends this one over to Ruth. Nice inside pass to Pierce, who lays that one up. No good, as Preston Parker comes down with the rebound. Nick Lee one-on-one with Patel, kicks it over to Keener. And Parker one-on-one with Pierce. That's a size mismatch, so he'll kick it out to Keener, who gives it back over to Lee. Leaves that one back for Wally. Wally going to drive the lane and gives this one to Fisher Mitchell. And a three-pointer from Parker, no good. As Head sends that one over to Ruth, who gives it to Pierce. Now it ends up with Patel. Patel one-on-one with Lee. Tight defense, and they're going to say that Lee was playing defense a little too tight. So that'll be Lee's first foul of the evening for Sequoia. So still 5-4 with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the first period. Pierce on the wing. Now sends this one to the top of the key for Head. Head fires this one inside to Pierce. Pierce one-on-one with Mitchell. Takes it back out to the top. Pierce for a three-pointer, and he sinks it from the corner. So the big man can shoot, and the biggest lead of the evening so far is 4 points as River Ridge is on top of Sequoia 8-4. 2:26 left to go in the opening round of this tilt. Wally going to shoot a three-pointer, and he answers right back for the Chiefs. So 2:16 left to go in the first, 8-7 as the scoring starting to pick up. Now Pierce drives the lane and jams that one home for River Ridge. Big dunk there by the big man. Sequoia still trailing by 3. Your score 10-7. Lee getting worked on by Patel, sends that one over to Keener. Mitchell at the top of the key, and Wally for 3 once again. That one just off, maybe a little too soft of a shot, and River Ridge going to come down the floor with 1 minute and 33 seconds left to go in the first quarter. flashing inside. Layup attempt no good by number 32, Jared Russo, the junior center. Wally with a deep three-pointer, no good. And the rebound taken by Pierce. So Wally seems to be the crux of the Sequoia Chiefs offense as Pierce fires another three-pointer, no good. As Wally looking to get hot, Will. Keener, a three-pointer from the corner, no good. That one teases, but Wally picks up the rebound, sends it back out to Keener, looks inside, it's not there as Jackson Head comes out and plays some tight defense on him. Ball makes its way back over to Parker. Lee at the top of the key. Lee drives into the paint, has to check up, gives this one back over to Keener. 32 seconds left to go, 10-7 River Ridge on top of Sequoia. A little bit of a slow first quarter, but Sequoia looking to get a shot off as Mitchell backing down Pierce. He has to kick that one out, and Lee gonna take a three-pointer, and that one not even close as it goes out of bounds. So 15 seconds left to go. Here comes River Ridge. Jackson Head with the basketball. Nice defense there by Doyle. That one went off a foot. Jackson Head getting surrounded on defense now, and his pass goes out of bounds. But that'll do it for the first quarter, where your score is River Ridge 10, Sequoia 7. So, Will, a little bit of a back and forth there. It looked like River Ridge was going to walk out a big lead for a moment, but then Dylan Wally hit a pretty big three-pointer to keep it within the three-point game.
Yeah, neither team able to get a strong foothold here yet. More missed shots than made shots, and Wally so far still their Sequoia's only scorer, and he's the guy that they look to get most of their points anyhow, but he's not going to be able to do it all by himself. Some other players are going to need to chip in for sure.
And we'll see what other players those are, as Wally has 7 points, the only person to score a basket for Sequoia. And the only two people to score a basket for River Ridge are Patel and Braden Pierce. So Pierce using his long body, a 6'11" figure, almost 7 feet tall, junior. But we saw him step out and take a three-pointer there a minute ago. So if he's able to add the three-point element to his game, that's going to spell trouble for the Sequoia Chiefs here this evening.
Yeah, double threat indeed, and that's going to be a question that Chiefs are going to have a really hard time finding an answer to. As you said, he's 6'11", so he's quite the physical presence wherever he is.
Two really big players for this River Ridge team is Jared Russo, also 6'9". So if River Ridge can establish a low post presence, that might be an unstoppable duo for River Ridge. But we're off to a start in the second quarter as Keener sends that one over to Doyle. He gives it to Wally. Wally's got 3 defenders around him, sends that one back to Kyle Keener, finds Trainer in the corner. Now Keener gets it back. Some nice passing here by Sequoia. Keener gets an open look at a 3 from the top of the key. No good as Mitchell tries to mix it up, and that one going to be thrown off of Pierce as Wally threw the ball and it hit Pierce last, but they're going to say it went off of Pierce, and now they're going to change the call again and say that one went back off River Ridge. So Keener going to inbound that one for the Chiefs. And still some discussion amongst the officials with 7:36 left to go in a 10-7 ball game. River Ridge currently on top of the Sequoia Chiefs as we await the decision from the officials. And it'll be Sequoia basketball. Inbounding is Keener. Keener finds Wally in the corner. Jackson Head one-on-one with Dylan Wally. Now Trainer sends this one over to Keener. Open look for Parker, way long on the three-point shot. And rebound taken by River Ridge. Here comes Hope, and he sends that one in and dunked by Jared Russo. 12-7 River Ridge on top of Sequoia. 7:15 left to go in the half. And And an over-the-back call on Braden Pierce as he got a little too anxious. Playing defense on Fisher Mitchell. So that'll be his second of the evening. Inbound pass to Trainer. Keener one-on-one with Poof. Keener at the top of the key, one-on-one with Hoop. Wally step back jumper, now he's gonna pass it over to Mitchell, and Mitchell just misses on a three-point attempt. Rebound by Russo. Hoop picks up his dribble, has to send that one down to Pierce. Pierce has Fisher Mitchell in front of him, sends that one down to Russo. Russo lays that one up, no good, but he's gonna go to the free throw line. As we're almost 2 minutes in, Will, and Sequoia hasn't scored a point yet.
Yeah, and River Ridge hasn't scored that many either. It's been a very, very low-scoring game so far. Each team still trying to figure each other out.
A defensive battle for sure as Russo, his first free throw teases and finally drops to make it 13-7. He'll get a chance to double up Sequoia here with 6:25 left to go in the half. Second shot goes off the back of the iron. And that one's dribbled off the foot. Parker, they're going to say one of the Knights poked it. Trainer with the basketball. Wally with a deep three-pointer, and that one rims out. As it looked like it was going to go in, still 13-7 River Ridge with 6 minutes left to go in the first half. And a deep three-pointer for River Ridge. Got a little bit too much mustard on that one. As Hansrad's shot way long. Parker going to look at a three on the other end now. That one no good. So Sequoia having the same problem that their varsity girls had. Hoop lays that one up. No good on the putback attempt. No good either. And this one going to be taken by Parker. He's going to wait for Wally to show up. Wally looks at a three. Now it makes its way over to Keener, who's all by himself, and he sinks that one to pull Sequoia back to within three with 5:14 left to go in the half. 13-10 River Ridge. Pierce gets doubled up, but he's got Hoop, who's going to drive the lane and lay that one up and in for the Knights. 5 minutes to go. Trainer's pass over to Keener. And a long pass. And that one's going to be tipped by Jackson Head, pushed ahead for him. And that one's going to be laid up and in. They're going to call a block. No, the shot was no good, but they're going to call a block on Kyle Keener. So going to the charity stripe is going to be Jackson Head. See if he can stretch this lead back out to 7 for the River Ridge Knights. Will?
Good news for the Chiefs. Someone other than Dylan Wally scored. However, it's not enough to put them in the lead yet.
And that's not going to help Sequoia's cause either, as Head knocks down the first free throw. So Head going to get his second chance from the nail with 4:42 left to go. 16-10 River Ridge. And Wally moved before the shot, but Jackson Head knocks that one down. So 17-10. Sequoia trailing River Ridge. Keener going to take his time as he crosses over the logo. Leaves that one for Lee. Lee gives this one to Fisher Mitchell at the high elbow. Now Keener with a long three at the wing, no good. And rebound taken by Servovicek. Hoof gets this one back at the top of the key. Now back over into the corner for Jake Ruth. Three-pointer, no good from the top of the key. Keener sends this one over to Lee. Trainer now looks inside. He's got a lane, and he lays that one up and in. And that's only the third different Chief to put points on the board here as Sequoia trails River Ridge 17-12. And the long pass, no good. It'll go back Sequoia's way. 3:49 remaining in the first half. Keener picks up his dribble and sends that one over to Lee. Trainer between the legs dribble, nice turnaround move, and he gets blocked in the lane by Savoracek. Some nifty moves there, but Savoracek swats that one away and says not today. 3:20 left to go in the half. Hoof all by himself. Now he swings this one over to Ruth, and a three-pointer from deep in the corner, no good. Lee takes the rebound after Savoracek tried to fire that one from deep downfield. Wally tries to finish the layup, no good as he went under the basket. 3:04 left to go in the first half, 17-12. Russell takes this one. Savoracek now gives it over to Ruth. One-on-one at the top of the key, now pass back out to Savoracek, who's gonna fire another three-pointer, goes off the front of the rim, not quite enough on that one. And Kyle Keener gonna lead the charge, and he's gonna go baseline as he goes up and under, no good, and that one gonna stay Sequoia basketball. They say it went off of Russo. So 2:32 left to go in the half. Sequoia still trailing River Ridge 17-12. And we're going to get our second timeout of the game as Coach Carden wants to take a moment to talk strategy with the boys. 2:32 left to go in the first half. We're going to go ahead and throw it over to Will for some sponsor reads.
So at our gold level, we have Buffalo's, where everyone is family, located on Riverstone Parkway in Canton, as well as Cycle Works Sanitation in Ball Ground, Georgia, Barbie Lackey Financial Group, Beto's Bar and Grill of Hickory Flat, and lastly, Food Basket Deli, home of the best Phillies in town.
So as we come out of the break, 2:32 left to go in the first half. Sequoia trailing River Ridge 17-12. If you're just joining us, River Ridge was also victorious in the girls varsity game by a score of 57-40. That puts River Ridge varsity girls in sole possession of first place and essentially the driver's seat down the home stretch until the playoffs. Mitchell flashes inside, turnaround jumper is good, and Sequoia back to within 3. Press is on for Sequoia, and River Ridge able to break it pretty easily. Russo gets this one over on the wing, sends it back to Patel. Patel head fake now inside, and he's going to get fouled by Trainer, who didn't give him enough room. 17-14, 2:10 left to go until the break. And what has been a low-scoring affair here from the War Lodge.
Yeah, neither team cracking 20 points so far, and they just haven't been able to figure each other out quite yet.
Drive inside, nice steal by Nick Lee. And Lee gonna check up and wait for the troops to arrive. Keener, nice fake pass, gets him an open look at a three-pointer, and it's a tie game with 1:54 left to go in the first half. And another timeout taken as Sequoia ties this one up. As Kyle Keener starting to come alive from beyond the arc for the Sequoia Chiefs, Will.
Yeah, and they were able to get that nice three-pointer that was able to tie the game and maybe they'll come alive here and score some more points.
Sequoia looking to get some momentum going for sure. 1:54 left to go until we take a break. Here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. With the timeout over, Doyle comes out sporting the mask. He's going to match up with Patel as Jake Ruth inbounds this basketball. Sequoia with a press. Nice steal by Wally. Wally going to give this one out to Fisher Mitchell. Lee had an open look at a three-pointer, decided not to take it. Keener gets it back. Lee with another open look again. Won't take the shot. Wally one-on-one with Svoracek. Inside look, and Fisher Mitchell gives the Chiefs their first lead since they were up 4-2. And looks like we have a foul on Dylan Wally. That's not good. That's his second of the night. But the Chiefs with a 2-point lead, 19-17, a minute 34 left to go in the half. As Wally getting an earful from Coach Carden. And if Wally gets taken off the court, that's one of Sequoia's top offensive weapons out of the game. Driving into the lane again is Braden Pierce. And we're back to tied up at 19-19, a minute 20 left to go. And we've got a whistle, not sure what the whistle's for. But Svoracek coming out of the game. Looks like we had some personnel issues. Now they've got it sorted out, so a minute 20 left to go in the half. Trainer inbounds this one to Lee. Mitchell down low, sends this one over to Lee, who finally pulls the trigger on a three-pointer and hits it from beyond the arc. 22-19 Sequoia. A minute 6 left to go, and the Chiefs have something cooking. Pierce has this one in the corner, now driving into the lane is going to be number 10, Latham. Latham's pass goes out wide, three-point attempt, no good. Pierce comes down with the ball, sends that one back up, laid up, no good. And this one going to go out of bounds off of River Ridge. So 50 seconds left to go in the first half. Sequoia up by 3, 22-19. Lee comes up the floor, sends this one into Mitchell. Mitchell shoots that one from the free throw line and knocks that one down. 36 seconds left to go. 24-19 Sequoia. Will it be huge if the Chiefs could go into the break with the lead? Turnover, Pierce from the low elbow, no good. Head puts that one back up and is fouled, and he'll go to the charity stripe with 22 seconds left to go. Will that be a pretty big confidence booster for a team that was down most of the first half to go into the locker room with a lead?
Yeah, most definitely, especially considering that they started the second quarter really slow, and they've been able to really pick it up here in this last minute or two.
Head's first free throw finds the bottom of the net. And that cuts Sequoia's lead to 4. As Wally going to go ahead and check back in for the last 20 seconds of the half. And Head nails the second one, so a 3-point lead for Sequoia, 24-21, 19 seconds left to go. Keener taking his time, getting sized up by Jake Ruth. Keener crossover dribble, goes baseline, pass out to Lee, who had all day to shoot the three, no good. And rebound taken, 2 seconds left, and that one's gonna go off the ceiling as Carson Latham tried to deliver a bullet as time expired, but that'll do it for the first half here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School, where your score is 24-21 in favor of the Chiefs. Will, a good momentum builder to get that lead at the end of the first half.
Yeah, absolutely, and a lot of different players able to chip in on the scoring here tonight. We've got Mitchell, Trainer, Lee, Wally, everyone doing their part to give the Chiefs the lead.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a short break here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back to bring you second half action of the game tonight between Sequoia High School and River Ridge. Your score once again, 24-21.
believe they have a guy who's 6'11". That's crazy.
They've got another guy who's 6'9".
I know. That's
Number 3 for the girls varsity team, Deja Rakestraw. Deja, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. We wanted to get a chance to get you up here. How does it feel being a senior in a COVID year?
It's pretty difficult, I'm not going to lie, because you don't get as much games in as you want to due to COVID. And personally, our team got quarantined for about 2 weeks, and I ended up getting it, and I took longer to get back in. But when I got back in, it was all good.
Well, good. You know, this place is usually packed for basketball games here. What's it been like having a little bit of a lighter crowd for basketball season?
It's been real quiet, kind of hard to get as hype as we usually do, but we managed to make it work.
So, Deja, switching gears for a second, obviously a tough loss tonight. What do you think the team can do to build on that going forward?
I think we could play harder in practice and go harder in defense, because we could have used that, especially for our rebounding against the other team and defending the player that had about 25 on us. Yeah, we could have did better on defense for sure.
Well, Deja, what's been probably one of your favorite things about playing in the Sequoia Chiefs program?
Building a bond with the teammates, definitely.
You got any plans for after high school?
Yeah, I plan on attending University of Charleston in West Virginia and playing basketball with them for 4 years.
Okay. So what do you think it is about this community, Cherokee County in particular, that when we could fill up the stands really brought it out of everybody here? I mean, does this feel like a tight, close-knit community that really rallies behind its sports teams?
Definitely, especially with this being the only high school around for about 15 minutes. They definitely come in and support.
Well, Deja, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to just give you one last thing. What is it that you're going to take to the University of Charleston that's going to help make them a better program?
My offense and my hype. Definitely going to hype the other team up. I mean, my team up when I get there.
Deja, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure watching you play basketball this year, and best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
I'm Chase Schaefer. We'll be right back in a few moments for the second half of the boys varsity game. Sequoia on top of River Ridge 24-21 here on Chiefs TV. I'm Chase Schaefer, and we'll be back momentarily. Deja, thank you so much, dear.
No problem.
So.
Thank you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the War Lodge here at Sequoia High School as we get underway for the second half of this varsity matchup between Sequoia and River Ridge. I'm Chase Schaefer. Joining me in the booth is Will Hogendijk. I want to thank you for joining us here on Chiefs TV as we get back underway. Inbound pass. Now Pierce ends up with it. Flashing low is Jackson Head, and he shoots that one up no good. And the ball goes out off the Chiefs. Inbound pass to Russo. Uses that 6'9" frame to get up and get it. And he's already hit one. Can he hit two? No. As Pierce fired that one from the corner, we're going to get a call on Russo. So Trainer going to inbound this one. He'll pass it to Keener. Trainer, a multi-sport athlete, no stranger to nice passes. As he gets it back at the wing. Mitchell over to Keener. Wally flashes in the low paint, not there. Wally one-on-one with Jackson Head. Step back three-pointer is good. and that walks the Sequoia lead out to 6 and makes it 27-21. Head driving towards the basket, gives the ball to Pierce. One-on-one with Mitchell. Now here comes the Cavalry, and Pierce able to score anyway. As there's been a whistle still waiting on the call. Oh, they're going to change the scoreboard, so they're going to say Dylan Wally's last shot was not a three-pointer. It was, in fact, a 2. So take one off the board for the Chiefs, 26-23, as the accurate score is now shown. 7:04 left to go in the third quarter. Mitchell gets that one at the high post, now leaves it for Wally, who mishandles the ball and has to give it for Keener. Wally still getting worked on by Jackson Head. Low pass from Mitchell, no good, and the ball down on the floor is Pierce. Pierce turns that one over to Fisher Mitchell. Keener's got this one as everybody finally gets up off the ground. Matthew Trainer sends this one over to Wally. Wally gonna drive the lane, lays that one up and in. A beautiful finish on that layup, 28-23 with 6:30 left to go in the third quarter. What a nice finish there by Sequoia's sharpshooter, Will.
Yeah, and that'll be enough to get him into double digits with 11 points now.
So now here comes Trainer. He's got an opportunity to shot. No good as the bank was not open. 6:13 left to go. And River Ridge takes control of the basketball. Head taking his time. And this one over to Hoop, who flashes down inside to Russo with an exclamation point dunk and pulls River Ridge back to within 3. And Parker tried to go baseline, but Russo said this way is closed. Wally passes this one out to Trainer, who gets it back to Keener. Parker now goes baseline on Russo. Pull-up jumper, no good after it toilets in and out. And Mitchell has his shot blocked, and it's going to go off of him as the size mismatch down low rears its ugly head for the Chiefs, who still lead 28-25 with 5:34 left to go in the third quarter.
Chiefs able to hold River Ridge to not that many points so far, and they've been able to get as many as they would have liked so far, but they are still in the lead.
Pass over to Ruth. Ruth going to drive the lane, now dishes this one over, but it's stolen by Doyle. 3-on-1. Wally's got a chance, and he's going to lay that one up and in to stretch the lead to 30-25. And driving inside the lane but fouled is Hoop. Let's see who they call for Sequoia. Number 2, Doyle, going to pick up his first of the night. Wally currently sporting 13 points for the Sequoia Chiefs. Got 2 fouls in the first half, so going to have to be careful here in the second half. Losing him would be disastrous for the Sequoia Chiefs offense. Inside pass, Russo looks up, no good as it goes off the front of the net of the iron, poked away by Wally, but taken by River Ridge. Now Head, jumper from inside the paint, splashes that one to make it 30-27. And Wally with a wide open look, no good though, and Mitchell may have got a finger on that one. So it'll be River Ridge basketball with 4:48 left to go in the third. Sequoia still leading by 3, 30-27. Russo and Pierce, nice job by Mitchell to get up and poke that one away. A good defensive effort there by number 22 for the Chiefs.
Yeah, and Sequoia's defense has been phenomenal so far in this third quarter, getting a lot of batted passes and some steals here and there.
Really, the only thing River Ridge has been able to exploit is that size mismatch down in the paint. And driving inside, Russo takes the pass, but coughs that one up. Keener takes it now. Let's see if he slows it down or if he presses the issue. Keener gets a nice look. He'll drive the lane. Now leaves that one back for Fisher Mitchell at the top of the key, and he knocks that one back down for Sequoia to walk it back out to a 6-point lead, 33-27, 4:21 left to go in the third quarter. Nice tight defense there, maybe a little bit too tight. Doyle going to pick up his second foul. So Ruth going to head to the bench for River Ridge and take a little bit of a break. Inbound pass now goes right back to Head. Inside look for Russo, who has that one swatted, but he's able to finish anyway. Wally head fakes that one, and Fisher Mitchell can't hold on to the bullet pass. And a turnover with Sequoia still leading by 4 and 4:03 left to go in the third. Inbound pass to Russo. Head's got it, and he's got a chance to lay that one up and in, and he does. And River Ridge to within 2. As nobody got back on defense for Sequoia. And Fisher Mitchell was on an island. Nice tight defense on Wally. Step back jumper, going to be blocked by Russo. But a bad pass, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Who did it go off of? And they're going to say it's Sequoia basketball after the supreme defensive effort by Nick Lee. So checking in for Sequoia, Preston Parker. 3:41 left to go, 33-31. Sequoia on top of River Ridge in a tight one here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. Thank you for joining us on Chiefs TV. Keener kicks this one over to Lee. Now Mitchell over to Parker. Lee takes this one, head fake, doesn't shoot. Now over to Keener. Keener one-on-one with Russo. Seeing if he can get some distance on the big man. Keener's got it again, now over to Wally. Wally and Jackson Head have seen plenty of each other tonight. And another block as Pierce gets up and knocks down that Keener three-point attempt. Sequoia going to have to come up with another answer as River Ridge has put their big guys on Sequoia's sharpshooters. Wally with an opportunity now, going to go with the step back jumper on Head. Parker with the offensive rebound. Lee going to shoot a three-pointer of his own, and he's 2 for 2 as he sinks another three-pointer. 36-31 Sequoia, 2:34 left. Pass intercepted by Mitchell. Mitchell inside to Keener. Keener lays that one up, no good. Second chance as Parker gets the offensive rebound, sends it out to Wally. Now Lee. Lee 2 for 2 from three-point land, picks up his dribble, gives this one over to Keener. Keener looks inside, no lane. Now he pulls up and he sinks that one from just inside the free throw line, and Sequoia steps it out to a 7-point lead with 2:10 left to go in the game.
Sequoia's been doing a great job of getting offensive and defensive rebounds, even over those really tall River Ridge guys.
Jackson Head tried to lay that one up, but no good. Nick Lee over to Parker. Parker shot not enough on that one, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. So 1:53 left in the third. Sequoia still on top of River Ridge, 38-31. A region win would be huge tonight for the Sequoia Chiefs, Will, as they're currently only at 2-4 and in 6th place in the region.
Yeah, and it would also help them get higher than just the one game they are above 500.
That's right. Sequoia is only 9-8 on the year. Trap is on, and River Ridge able to break that one. And Pierce sends that one inside and laid up, no good on the shot, but getting his own rebound is Hansraj, I'm sorry. He gets it at the top of the key again. Now over to Ruth. Ruth going to go inside, gives it over to Russo. Hansraj all by himself, and he drains a three-pointer. And a timeout's going to be called with 1:17 left to go in the third quarter. Sequoia on top of River Ridge, 38-34. So that size mismatch for the River Ridge Knights has taken a little bit of a toll, but Sequoia is still able to keep them at arm's length.
Yeah, they've been feeding it to those tall guys a lot, and it's worked a little bit, but Sequoia's been doing a fantastic job of stopping that, and that's something that was very difficult for them to do in the first half, but they've done a great job so far in the third quarter.
So 1:17 left to go in the third quarter. Talking a little strategy here during the timeout, 38-34. If you're just joining us, earlier in the evening, the varsity game did not go Sequoia's way as River Ridge was able to walk out of here with a 57-40 victory after a huge huge third quarter by the River Ridge girls as they outscored Sequoia in the third quarter 15-3. So as we come out of the timeout with 1:17 left to go in the third quarter, and Sequoia holding on to a 4-point lead. Wally looking at 13 points, Keener at 8. Nick Lee has hit 2 big 3-pointers at 6 points. Fisher Mitchell with 9 of his own, and Matthew Trainer with 2. That's the lay of the land for the Chiefs on the floor right now as Keener carries this one past half court and is immediately met by Hansraj, and that pass is going to go way out of bounds, as they're going to say it was touched by River Ridge. And the inbound pass goes just beyond the long arms of Russo. 3-point attempt is no good as it rims out. Trainer with the rebound with authority. Keener fires one from the top of the key, no good, and Wally went over the back. And that's his 3rd foul of the evening. So Keener that's Wally, who is staring down the barrel of 3 fouls, and he's going to check out for a moment. 55 seconds left to go. River Ridge ball in the third quarter. Sequoia 38, River Ridge 34. Hansraj takes this one past half court, now dishes this one over to Russo. Ball squeaks free and is picked up by Keener, who lays that one ahead for Trainer, who does keep it in. Nice play by Doyle there to keep that one in. Lee for 3, and that one teases and goes back out. Mitchell sends it back to Lee. Now over the corner again. Trainer drives in the lane, and he's going to be hacked, but the pass back to Doyle. Lee for 3 again, no good. And Trainer going to be blocked, and that time they pick up a foul as Pierce got a little bit too much on Matthew Trainer. So with 19.6 seconds left to go in the third, Trainer going to take a trip to the nail with an opportunity to put his team up by 2.
And a great effort there from the Chiefs, getting quite a few rebounds and a lot of open looks as well.
Trainer's first one, hard right. That's the 2nd foul of the night for Pierce, as the 2nd free throw no good. Pierce goes up and pulls that one off the rim. So Sequoia unable to convert on that, as the ball is going to be tipped out of bounds. So 38-34, 10.9 seconds left to go. And they're going to put 2 seconds back on the clock. Nice steal by Lee as he robs Ruth behind the back dribble. Coughs that one up though, and Keener's going to throw it out of bounds as he tried to save that one. So 6.6 seconds left. River Ridge with an opportunity to get the last shot off here and take us into the fourth quarter. Long pass for Russo. Russo, plenty of time to get a shot off. This one going to go over and up, and fouled on the dunk attempt is Pierce. So Pierce will go to the line with 1.1 seconds left to go. And Fisher Mitchell going to pick one up. And Zion Mabel in the game for Sequoia. First free throw, no good, so Pierce is going to try again. And the second one falls, 1.1 seconds left to go. And Hansraj is going to get a last-second shot off. Might have been hacked by Lee, but a nice steal. And at the end of the third quarter, we got a tight one here, Will. Sequoia on top of River Ridge, 38-35.
Yeah, River Ridge definitely not out of it yet. Well, the Chiefs haven't dropped the lead in a bit. The Knights have been able to barely stay in it.
Sequoia doing a good job of keeping River Ridge at arm's length. But River Ridge not going quietly into that good night as they managed to stay a thorn in the Sequoia Chiefs side, especially that tandem of Jared Russo and Braden Pierce. They have had a couple of huge blocks this game to keep this one competitive for the River Ridge Knights.
Yeah, as well as both contributing a fair amount of points to their team and help the cause.
17 points between the two of them. Russo with 7 and Pierce with 10. Looking over at Sequoia's side, Wally has 13, Keener has 8, Lee with 6, and Fisher Mitchell with 9. So we get ready to do it one more time. 8 minutes left in regulation. The fourth and presumably final quarter of play here from the War Lodge between the Sequoia Chiefs and the River Ridge Knights. So buckle up for this fourth quarter, basketball fans. It's fixing to get interesting here from the flat in Canton, Georgia. Both teams back out onto the floor. Big region implications tonight for the Chiefs if they can pull off a victory. Sequoia can't afford any more hiccups. Inbound pass to Keener. Keener one-on-one with Hoof. Behind the back dribble. Sends this one into Wally. Wally gets that one swatted away and it's out of bounds. As another big block by Pierce. Sails out of bounds, and Pierce has just been a dominant presence down low tonight, Will.
Yeah, and that's one of the best examples with a huge block on Wally there.
They probably heard the smack all the way from Woodstock. Lee gonna drive in the lane now. That one goes up and in, and a nice finish for Nick Lee, 40-35. Chiefs with 7:34 left to go. And a foul on Sequoia as Kyle Keener going to pick up his third. So the Chiefs, especially the two highest shooting Chiefs at the moment, in a little bit of foul trouble. We're going to want to stay on that development. As Russo all by himself going to leave that one for Pierce. As he dunks that one home again, and we're back to within 3, 40-37. Sequoia having a hard time getting back on defense, Will.
Yeah, that was a monster duck, and there's nothing that Fisher Mitchell could do on there. He was just outmatched 2-on-1.
Speaking of Fisher Mitchell, that shot no good. Fisher tries to go and get his own rebound, but it's going to be picked up by Keener. And with 7 minutes left to go, let's see what they call it. Still waiting on the official word here as the officials are talking this one over. 7 minutes left to go, only 1 minute gone in the fourth quarter, 40-37. So Trey Hopf picking up his first foul of the night. Wally looking for a partner on the inbound pass, has to send this one all the way back to Keener, who just barely stays on the right side of half court. Lee, one-on-one with Patel. Nice pick and roll, and that one swatted away again by Pierce. Flashing inside again is Wally. Fadeaway jumper no good as that one goes off the back of the rim. 6:33 left to go in the game, 40-37. Sequoia on top of River Ridge, driving into the lane, not there. Pierce one-on-one with Keener, that's a mismatch. Hopf now has this one at the wing. Inside to Russo. Russo lays that one up and in. And it's a 1-point game, 40-39 with 6:07 left to go in the game. Lee one-on-one with Patel, drives into the lane, pulls up and shoots that one, no good. Russo with the rebound. Opportunity now for River Ridge to take the lead back. They haven't had it since the first half. Inside look. And Wally gonna pick up his fourth foul. This is an interesting development here for the Sequoia Chiefs. If Wally picks up one more, he's done for the night.
Yeah, Wally not doing his typical performance, and unfortunately, the last 2 times he's come in, he's gotten a foul right away.
River Ridge really starting to exploit that size mismatch, and there's Russo again, and River Ridge back on top, 41-40 with 5:42 left to go in the ball game. Fisher Mitchell leaves this one for Doyle, and Coach Carden needs to talk that one over with the squad. So 5:38 left to go in the fourth quarter. Sequoia now trailing River Ridge 41-40. Will Wally's got to be careful not to pick up that 5th foul. They're going to need him if there's a situation where they need a last-second shot to seal the game.
Yeah, most definitely. If it comes close, he's one of their hottest guys, and they're going to need him to get hot, and the only way he can do that is by playing, and he's going to need to be extra careful if he comes in again.
Kyle Keener not looking too pretty at 3 fouls as well, and still a lot of ball left to play with 5:38 left to go in the fourth. Will Sequoia, no answers inside there. That is a no-fly zone for any Sequoia basketball shot from inside the arc. Russo and Pierce have just been swatting everything away like it's flies on butter in the kitchen.
Yeah, that has been a force that Sequoia has struggled to come up with an answer for tonight.
Be interesting to see the stat numbers on how many blocks those two have between each other, because right now Russo's got 11 points and Pierce has 12. The 6'11 and 6'9 juniors respectively. Sequoia really missing that down low presence of Aiden Watson tonight as he is not playing. Pass inside to Lee. 5:35 left to go. Lee one-on-one with Ruth. Mitchell at the top of the key. Now Doyle's got this one. He's looking to drive, and that one going to be poked away. Down to the floor goes Sequoia, and we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of River Ridge. So the Knights with a chance to walk this one out to an even bigger lead. 5:22 left to go in the fourth quarter. Inbound pass to Russo. Russo now back to Jackson Head. Head and Parker one-on-one. Head puts on the brakes at the gray line. This one up for Hoop. Wide open look at a 3, thinks about it. Thinks again, gets this one out to Pierce. Pierce lays that one in for Russo. Now back out to Hoop, who shoots a 3-pointer, no good off the front of the rim. And second attempt, no good for River Ridge as Keener finally comes down with that one for Sequoia. Keener looks inside, it's not there, loses the ball between his legs and gets that one out to Trainer. And a reaching call on Jackson Head was the reason for the whistle. So the sophomore guard from River Ridge picks up his 2nd foul. Inbound pass, Trainer finds Parker. Parker swings it over to Keener. 4:50 left to go. 41-40. River Ridge on top of Sequoia. Lee already with a couple of big 3-pointers, goes between the legs a couple of times. And Jackson Head going to pick up his 3rd foul as Keener went crashing to the floor. 4:41 left to go in the fourth. This River Ridge team playing some fantastic defense here tonight. Trainer's got this one on the logo. 41-40. River Ridge still on top of Sequoia. Parker one-on-one with Russo. Now out to Trainer. Trainer going to look inside. It's there, and he lays that one up. No good. Gets his own rebound. Sends this one out to Fisher Mitchell, who doesn't quite connect on the 3-point shot. And Sequoia going to pick up a foul as Parker a little too anxious on the rebound attempt. That's his 3rd as well. So 4:16 left to go. River Ridge ball. 41-40. Tightly contested game, and Pierce can't hold on to the basketball. Wally coming back to the scorer's table. Will, here's something to watch. Dylan Wally coming back into the game. 4:10 left to go, and he's got 4 fouls.
Yeah, and he's going to be someone they need right now, as neither team has scored in a bit, so they're going to need him to come up with some clutch shots and get hot real quick here.
4:05 left to go. Lee takes this one at the wing. Now Wally, deep three-pointer, not good, but Parker picks up the rebound. Keener gonna look inside now, pulls up, jumper, and no good. And Sequoia unable to come out of that one with any points as Russo leaves that one for Pierce, who sends it back to Hansraj. 3:40 left to go. Head's got this one out at the wing, one-on-one with Wally. Wally gonna have to play soft defense here as Pierce sends that one back out to Russo. Deep three-pointer, no good, and Lee picks up the rebound for Sequoia. 3:25 left to go. Wally all by himself. He's going to leave that one over for Keener, who shoots the three, no good. Coming in and trying for the offensive rebound is Parker, but it's going to be taken by River Ridge. Head taking his time. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the contest. Little bit of a scoring drought here as neither team unable to find the bottom of the twine. Good inside look for Russo. That one goes off the backboard, no good, but he gets his own rebound, goes up again, and that one swatted away. And Fisher Mitchell ends up with the ball. Sends that one over to Lee. Fisher Mitchell for three. Sinks the three! 2:48 left to go, and Sequoia back out to a 2-point lead. Russo has the ball. He's going to leave that one back. No, he'll take it himself. Now he'll give it to Hoop. Hoop going to look inside. He's got a lane, and that one's going to be swatted away, and a foul called as he goes to the ground. So 2:36 left to go. And Trey Hoop, the senior guard, with a chance to tie this one back up with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in the game, Will.
A huge three made by Fisher Mitchell there. And it's not the person we thought was going to make it. We thought they were going to go to Wally, but Fisher's already scored 12 tonight, so.
2 big free throws coming up for River Ridge. First one no good as it clanks off the front of the iron. 2:36 left to go in the fourth quarter. Sequoia 2-point lead, 43-41 after the big make by Fisher Mitchell, pulling him into double digits. Second one is nothing but net. A 1-point game in Sequoia's favor, 43-42. 2 minutes and 36 seconds. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the ball game. Wally one-on-one with Head. Fakes his move, now goes back out to the outside. Wally acting more as a decoy here on offense for the Sequoia Chiefs. Keener almost gets his carry there. No whistle, though, as he tries to move past the screen. The screen's not there. Fisher Mitchell takes it again. Looking for a partner to give the ball to, finds Nick Lee. 2:07 left to go. Keener one-on-one with Hoop, drives into the lane, gives that one to Mitchell, who gives it back to Lee. Sequoia not taking any bad looks here or giving Russo or Pierce a chance to block a shot. Keener with a good look from inside, and he knocks that one down. A minute 50 left to go, a 3-point Sequoia lead, and the possession arrow in favor of the Chiefs. And Keener, now the third Chief in double digits. Pass inside, knocked away by Parker. He saves it. Jump ball. And that one going to be taken. And now all the way down and laid up and in by Hansraj. And Sequoia wants to take another timeout. As a great save effort there by Parker turns into 2 points the easy way for River Ridge. Great save, but a great job finishing by David Hansraj, the guard, sophomore, 5'11", from River Ridge. So 95 seconds left, Will. 1-point ball game. Who's going to have to turn it up for the Chiefs in order to pull away with this one?
I don't know. It's a tough question. A lot of Chiefs have really done well tonight, so I think that's going to be one of their advantages coming in. If they need to make a clutch shot, they have multiple guys that they can go to, and that'll be good because they can keep River Ridge guessing, and River Ridge will have a tough time knowing who to put on who.
Wally going to have to play some soft defense, though, sitting at 4 fouls on the evening. He picks up one more, and that's the end of his night. And Sequoia looking to keep him on the floor if they need a big shot. Looks like, for the most part, since he's come back in at about the 4-minute mark, Sequoia's been really using him as a decoy to get open looks for other guys.
Yeah, guys like Fisher Mitchell and Keener. So far it's worked, but as we've been saying, if they need a clutch shot, he's the most likely guy they're going to go to.
A minute 35 left to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts and 4 fouls. Sequoia on top, 45-44. Inbounded to Keener. A minute 30. Half-court press is on, but it's a single-man press. Keener hands this one off to Lee. Lee over to Wally. As Head going to play tight defense on him. Keener now over to Mitchell. Parker's got this one. He's going to stand still for a second. He's getting worked on by Russo, who keeps forcing him back to half court. Nice inside look for Keener, and he's going to bounce back out. Sequoia content to play the clock game, and Keener almost loses the basketball, has to give this one off to Wally, who gets trapped at half court and fouled after the hard contact with Jake Ruth. And Wally is down after hard contact. So we're going to take a short timeout here from Sequoia High School as the situation has turned a little bit more somber here with 57 seconds left to go in the ball game. 45-44. As Wally is down on the floor. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout here from the War Lodge with your Sequoia Chiefs leading 45-44 with 57 seconds left in the game. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the War Lodge here at Sequoia High School as Dylan Wally's been helped off the court. He got up and walked off with a little bit of assistance, but we're hoping to see that young man recover very quickly after an ugly collision at about half court. So 57 seconds left to go, 45-44. For all the marbles here, a 1-point game. Lee inbounding the basketball, finds Fisher Mitchell, who catches the basketball and gives this one to Keener. Keener going to get trapped, and a foul called. And Keener going to go to the free throw line, as I believe that puts Sequoia in the bonus. So Sequoia with a 1-point lead sends Kyle Keener to the charity stripe. 53 seconds left, 45-44. And the first one on the 1-and-1 is good. 2-point lead for the Chiefs, 46-44. And the second one no good, as the rebound going to be taken by Russo, who gives that one to Pierce. Pierce gives that one back to Ruth. 48 seconds left to go. River Ridge with the ball and trailing by 2. Ruth moves around the pick, drives into the lane, throws that one up. 3-point shot for River Ridge, no good. And ooh! And a travel on River Ridge, as one of their players hit the floor really hard. I hope he's all right, but a travel call on River Ridge gives Sequoia the ball back. Keener on an island all by himself, going to get doubled up now as here comes the cavalry. And a foul going to be called on Jake Ruth. So going back to the charity stripe, going to be Keener again. Went 1 for 2 on his last trip. 28.3 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. 46-44. Keener with another big set of free throws here. And he sinks the first one, and that's a 3-point lead for Sequoia. And checking back in for River Ridge is Mahir Patel. And he's going to give David Hansraj a rest. 28.3 seconds left to go. Sequoia in the bonus. Doyle headed to the table for Sequoia, and sinking the second one is Kyle Keener. And Sequoia with a 4-point lead with 28 seconds left to go. Jake Ruth going to inbound this one for River Ridge. Sequoia with a 3-quarter press. Pass finds its mark to Jackson Head. Sequoia going to release on the press. Jackson drives in, 3-point shot, no good, as that one goes all the way out. Saved, but going to be held onto by Sequoia, and getting fouled once again is Kyle Keener. So with 16.4 seconds left, Sequoia with a chance to put this one out of reach if Keener makes both of them. And Keener fires the first one, and it's good. 49-44 Sequoia. 16.4 seconds left with a 5-point lead. And as it has been on the shoulders of Kyle Keener, as he's gone 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. So with 16.4 to go, Sequoia on top of River Ridge, 50-44. Will, what a finish for the Chiefs here if they're able to pull this one off.
Yeah, Kyle Keener was able to do a fantastic job coming up clutch when the Chiefs needed him, making all those free throws.
5 of 6 from the charity stripe here in the last 30 seconds of the game, as we see Dylan Wally coming back out to join the Chiefs on the bench. So a fantastic sign there as he went down hard. So he's made his way back to the Chiefs bench after getting fixed by the training staff. So here we go, 16.4 seconds left. Can River Ridge pull off a miracle, or is Sequoia going to keep them at arm's length? We'll find out in a few short moments. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. 50-44 Sequoia in the bonus. Keener with 15 points right now. Mitchell with 12. Lee with 8. Don't forget the big men for River Ridge, Pierce and Russo, 12 and 11 points respectively. Sequoia once again comes out in a 3/4 court press as Jackson Head, the sophomore guard, getting ready to inbound this one for the Knights. And here we go. Patel comes up to take it right at the baseline. Couple between the leg dribbles. He's getting worked on by Doyle. 10 seconds left. Head's got to get a shot off here. Fires one up, and that one's no good as it rims out. Taken by Sequoia, and Fisher Mitchell comes down with it, and that'll do it here from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. As Sequoia victorious 50-44 after a big win by the Chiefs and a big region contest that Sequoia really needed. Sequoia improves to 10-8 on the season and 3-4 in region play. And with the loss, River Ridge going to fall to 12-8 and 5-4 in region play. Will, what a fantastic game we got to watch here tonight.
Yeah, it was a great finish, a fantastic team effort by the Chiefs with a lot of people chipping in, a lot of points, and it was just a really great game back and forth.
Once again, fans, want to thank you for joining us here on ChiefsTV.org from the War Lodge at Sequoia High School. I'm Chase Schaefer. Joining me is Will Hogendijk. We'll see you next time as your Sequoia Chiefs walk away victorious 50-44.